Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Rosaline, and this is a new 20th Century Studios, I didn't say it, 20th Century Studios film coming to Hulu, and this is from director Karen Maine, who previously did Obvious Child and Yes, God, Yes, which I'm a big fan of both of them. And I love them both a lot. And with that in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I'm excited to see where this goes. But, you know, this is the story like a comedic retelling of Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, told from the point of view of Romeo's jilted ex, Rosaline, the woman Romeo first claims to love. And Caitlin Dever plays Rosaline, and we have Isabella Merced, who plays Juliet, who was previously in, like, Dora the Explorer, and popped up in like Father of the Bride recently and different stuff like that. And you have Kyle Allen as Romeo, who like completely forgettable, to be honest. The real crux here is we have Dever and Merced, and I like both of them a lot. They're both very charming. I like them both in their roles. Dever got to have a lot of fun with Rosaline, and I appreciated that, like her dialogue, her snappiness, and how she plays around with things. I enjoyed that. I think she had a lot of fun with it, which helped me have a lot of fun with it. And those things are what really stood out to me about this, because, you know, the story of Romeo and Juliet is very familiar. Obviously, it's telling from a different perspective, but it really doesn't do anything interesting with it. And then we get bogged down with, hey, Rosaline's going to have a different love interest, Dario, and will they, won't they? Do they like each other? And it's just like, ugh. It's just all cliched, silly, rom-com kind of stuff that didn't feel fresh, didn't feel interesting, and didn't engage me. And, you know, you get the moments with, like, some of the side characters, like Bradley Whitford and Christopher McDonald. I really like. And Minnie Driver, I love as Nurse Janet. And you have those side characters that are fun. You have Rosaline and you have Juliet and their little feuding together. But, like, besides that, I don't feel like this really did anything interesting, despite the fact that, like, the whole entire thing's like, this is interesting, we're coming from a different perspective. Yeah, but you didn't really do anything interesting with the concept. The concept can be interesting, but if the film's not, then what are you doing? And when it really came down to it, I didn't feel very invested in this. I did have fun with our two leads, Dever and Merced, but besides that, you know, Maine creates a fun, vibrant little atmosphere for the film, but it definitely doesn't have the same charm as Yes, God, Yes, or Obvious Child. And in the end, I feel like this feels like a cookie-cutter studio romance that is trying to build off of one of the most famous stories of all time, and it doesn't really do much with it except for changing perspectives and then adding even more romantic comedy cliches into it, which doesn't really help at all. But those are my thoughts on Rosaline. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.